My name is Jacob Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney based in San Diego, California. I have a boutique practice. We have about 25 people in the office, and we focus exclusively on immigration law. Ever since I remember myself, I'm growing up in Israel, I always wanted to do things differently. I wanted to kind of leave my nest and try different things. And the United States was always a place that I dreamed. I was watching American movies. I was always a fan of the famous shows, and I wanted to be in the United States at some point. So it wasn't an easy process. I went to law school in Europe, but my ultimate goal was to come to the United States, and eventually I was accepted to law school in California, in San Diego, and that was really the beginning of my journey in the United States, where I felt I was in the right place. Like when I came to San Diego, I felt this is where I should be, and opportunities started happening. Ever since I came to the United States, there were a lot of struggles and challenges. I mean, I came as a student on a student visa, and so your rights and benefits are really limited. All you can do is be a student. You can't work, and you can't do anything but go to school. And I really wanted to be able to make this place my home. I wanted to be able to find a job. I wanted to be able to stay long term. But I had no information as to how to do this. I didn't know how to find a job. Every company, every law firm, in my case, since I went to law school, my goal was to work for a law firm. Every company that I went to apply for a job, the first thing they said is, well, can you work in the US? Are you allowed to be here? And it was very difficult for me to explain to them what they should do, what they shouldn't do, and how they can help me stay here. It was very frustrating for me, and I felt that there's no answers, because even when I was going to speak with lawyers or people that were in the job search field, there was always a disconnect. Some people knew how to search for a job, some people understood the visa laws, but nobody understood the combination of the two, and I realized that I have to figure it out myself. If it wasn't for me, for my own research, I was not going to be able to fulfill my dream of being able to work here. And that's really what I've done. I was able to kind of find a system how I can actually find a job and ultimately a visa sponsor that can help me stay here. People always ask me, what is the breakthrough? What was your breakthrough? What was the tipping edge where you figure out how actually to do this correctly? And in my case, I was going through a lot of frustration. I was sending thousands of resumes. I was towards the end of my student visa. I only had less than a couple of months left to be able to stay in the United States. And I was really getting frustrated because nobody was calling me back. Nobody was even calling me for interviews. And one day I was at the law school looking at the job boards, and I saw there was a little ad for a translating position. Somebody was looking for somebody to translate documents from Hebrew, legal documents. And I felt there was some sort of like a light was shining, because what are the odds of somebody looking for a translator in my own language, in Hebrew? And so I applied for I called them up and I applied for the job. They invited me to the law firm, and they said, you have to start right away. And I performed the task. It was a translation job, 3 days working nonstop. And at the end of the task, the attorney gave me the check for my work, and I was so excited because it was my first assignment in the United States, working, doing something beneficial. But at the same time, I realized that that's it. It was 3 days and it's over. So I asked them, can I do an internship? I want to do a non-paid internship. And the attorney said, yes, you can do this. And I realized that it was kind of my breakthrough, because I gave them my time to try to show them what I can do for them for free initially. And that was a way to show what I can do. Kind of like you sample when you go to a store and you try a product for 30 days. It was a similar way where I gave them a peek into my abilities. And once I've done that, after the 30-day period, I requested to see if they're willing to give me a chance and sponsor me for a visa. Because after that 30-day period, they saw that I'm able to do things, they saw that I'm valuable, they saw that I'm willing to work hard, and that kind of allowed them to sponsor me for my first visa. So the idea is that you want to give potential employer a sample as to what you can do, a little taste of your abilities, but without them sacrificing financial compensation or their time, or they feel that they're losing out. If they can feel they can try and sample you, they will try and they will take a chance on you. And I feel this is some of the concepts that I've discovered and was helpful for me in starting my journey in the United States. One of the big lessons that I can share with any potential aspiring workers that want to come to the United States and be able to land a good job and a visa is careful planning. Most people that are trying to find a job are not planning it correctly. They kind of use it as a shotgun approach. They send resumes, thousands of resumes. They email unchecked, unverified emails. The biggest tip is to plan carefully and have a strategy. A strategy is very important because if you don't know where you want to be, do you want to be in the East Coast or the West Coast? Do you want to be in San Diego or you want to be in San Francisco? It's very important to understand where you want to be because the US market is a large market. It's a different market. Different cities have different things, different companies have different procedures. And most foreign workers don't understand that. They go with the formal way. There are many informal ways to go about it. There are many ways you can research potential employers, potential hiring managers. The system in the United States is open. You can find people on LinkedIn. You can find people on Facebook. You can follow people on Twitter. You can see what they do, what they like. And based on that, frame your job search approach, your job search inquiries, your job search emails that you send. So that's very important to do that. And I highly encourage people to do that because I do this today when I try to research employees in my firm, when I advise other people who are looking for work. I tell them, be strategic about it. Try to not look at it as a bigger picture. Try to break it down, kind of like a little Lego. When you have these little pieces, sometimes you can't build the tower because you don't have a piece. So you're going to go out there and find that piece. Or if you can't find that piece, you're going to be creative and restructure it from zero. It's the same thing with the job search in the United States. You have to be creative. If you're not creative, there's no way you're going to be able to penetrate into an employer, into the company, because there's so many other American workers who are already out there. So why would they take you? You have to be different, you have to be creative, and you have to be innovative. I've created My American Job, the ultimate guide to finding a job and a visa sponsor for one reason only. There's nothing like this out there. There's no solid one source of information that will tell a foreign worker, an international student, how to start the process of looking for a job in the United States and securing a willing visa sponsor. This is really the main problem that I've seen. People look for a job, they find all these different ways to find a job, look for a job, connect with employers, but nobody actually explaining to them how to convince an American employer to sponsor them for a visa. And this is really where we found the gap in the system, and this is why I've created My American Job, this book that has all these different tools, how to search for a job, how to start, the mindset, the different tools you can use, the systems, what employers are hiring, what are the visa options out there, do you qualify for any visa, and how do you qualify for the visa at this moment if you don't have all the qualifications. So all these things are packed into one solid guide that will help an international student or job seeker how to land the job today, minimize the time, minimize the expense, and able to come knowledgeable, equipped with information to any job interview and land that job and land that visa. And this is why I've created the book, and this is what you're going to find in this book, and I hope that it will benefit thousands of people who are coming here every year to find a job and a qualified visa sponsor. So I encourage you, order the book right now. It will give you all the tools you need to educate yourself on the best tools to find and land the best job and a visa sponsor in the United States right now.